It's Linda here at Sweet Strength Studio. And good morning, good morning. It's raining outside. It seems like it's been raining for days, but hopefully this will pass soon. The sun will come out again. It always does, doesn't it? The sun always comes out. I have a quote for you I want you to listen to. The most confused we ever get is when we try to convince our heads of something our hearts know is a lie. Let me repeat that. The most confused we ever get is when we try to convince our heads of something our hearts know is a lie. And that's from Karen Mooney. I had an incident last year in which I had to evaluate that. I wanted to do some podcasting and have a podcasting show. I still do. Want to do a YouTube TV or podcasting, and I want to have Thirsty Thoughts on there, but I also want to have interviews, their stories, people who have made it through tough times and how they found their sweet strength. Anyway, so I had hired someone to help me with this podcast show, and we actually went to the radio station, a local radio station, and we actually recorded 2 shows for my podcast show, for our podcast show, Sweet Strength. And we were going to edit them later. So after the first podcast show was actually on wellness, and my next one was going to be on my story, and then we were going to follow the rest of the series. So I did this. In fact, I did a video last week, my thoughts on the question that Jesus asked us, do we want to be well? And my thought process was, well, you can look at the video, was we need to ask ourselves that as a nation, community, and as ourselves. Do we really want to get well? Anyway, please go back and look at my video for my thoughts on that. But the point is, I used Jesus in my interview. I spoke of Jesus, and I said in my interview, this is a story. It was in Scripture. One of the best teachers I know is Jesus, and he asked a pivotal question, a profound question to a gentleman who was suffering illness and had been trying to get in this pool of water to get healed for 38 years. And Jesus asked him, do you want to get well? So I get an email, and my point is, my whole podcast was not about Jesus. In fact, I always preference anything that I talk about is, this is my faith. I follow Jesus. Believe me, I blocked the way to Jesus many times for my own self and my own actions. But I am a follower of Jesus, and I do believe in him. But however, that being said, I never try to project that on other people. You have to find your own way. You have to find your own faith. I can't give you mine. I can't give you Jesus if you don't want him. So I never try to project that on anyone. But anyway, let's go back to the story. Okay, so I get an email the next morning. This is kind of long, forgive me. But I get an email the next morning saying that I couldn't speak about Jesus. That they all agreed, the radio producer and the guy I'd hired and the other girl that I was with doing the podcasting, had all agreed, I assume when I left, and they listened and recapped my podcast, that I couldn't use Jesus, because if I used the word Jesus, even though I wasn't talking about my belief system or my beliefs or my faith, that it would turn people away. that people would not listen to my podcasting. And if I wanted to get my message out there, my message is out there, that I needed to not mention Jesus. Wow. I was kind of blown away by that, but I had to think about that. I had to listen to what they were telling me. Now, in my heart, because I really wanted to do these podcasts, and it was really a great setup, and they would have been aired through a radio station. And I had to think about this a long time, and I prayed about this. And they said the reason is I wanted to reach more people than just Christians. And I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, I do want to reach people and want to inspire people. That's my heart. But if I can't use the name Jesus, and if I have to deny in my heart who I am as a person, then it's wrong. I don't care about any of it. So needless to say, the podcasting stopped and I didn't record another podcast. But I guess is what I'm trying to tell you is, know who you are. Know your beliefs. I don't care what they are, but know them. Understand them. Know why you believe that. Not just because someone's told you to believe it, not because you've learned it from someone. Know why. Know your convictions and know your values, because if you do not know who you are and what you believe in, then anyone can come along and sway you from them. Anybody's opinion of you will hurt you. You will feel rejected by that. So today, think about that when you're striving to open a new business, or you have a new vision or a new goal, and you have well-meaning people. They don't want to do you any harm. They're trying to help you. They want you to succeed. And it may even be your friends and your family come along beside you and give you their opinions and try to change who you are. Don't let it happen. Stay focused, stay steadfast. Don't look to the right too long or look to the left too long, because you're liable to hit something hard. Look straight ahead and focus. All right, my thoughts, Thursday thoughts, my long Thursday thoughts of the day. And I'm going to leave you again with this quote. The most confused we ever get is when we try to convince our heads of something our hearts know is a lie. Be careful. All right. Make it sweet. Keep it strong on this Thursday all day long. And listen to your heart.